Good day to all of you. Once again, this is your teacher Daniel, and today, pag-aaralan naman natin kung paano mag-factor ng mga trinomials using AC method. We'll be factoring general trinomials na. This will be the last technique after we studied GCMF, difference of two squares, sum and difference of two cubes, and perfect square trinomials. So, bago yan, again, balikan uli natin yung mga naging previous topics nyo in grade 7 when you are still multiplying binomials, In this case, we will be multiplying 3z plus 2 times the quantity 2z minus 3. Again, we can make use of distributive property or FOIL method in getting the product of these two binomials. So, say we have 3z plus 2 times 2z minus 3. We can make use of distributive property. Pwede ring FOIL method. Subukan natin yung FOIL method. The product of the first terms on the two binomials will be 6z squared. Yung product naman nung last terms nung binomials would be negative 6. So, ito po yun, Ito yun. Okay. Ngayon, yung inside term naman would be, that is 2 times 2z, that would be 4z. And yung outside term, yan, yung outside term niya is negative 9z. If you're going to sum this up, that is the same as if you're going to add 4 to negative 9z, because they are similar terms, that will be negative 5z. So therefore, the product of 3z plus 2 times the quantity 2z minus 3 is 6z squared minus 5z minus 6. Ngayon, yun yung ginagawa natin ng grade 7 tayo. But the question is, paano naman yung kabaliktarang process? Yung kung paano siya mag-factor. Kunbawa, gusto nating i-factor itong trinomial na to. So, what will be the factor of 6z squared minus 5z minus 6? Okay. First, we are going to use we are going to employ the so-called AC check. And then, later on, we're going to apply the AC technique. So, ano yung, paano natin to i-check using the AC method? Ayan. So, ang unang gagawin natin is we are going to multiply this number to this number. Meaning, ay mumultiply natin yung numerical coefficient ng first term at saka nung numerical coefficient nung last term. Take note, numbers lang. Hindi na kailangan yung mga variables. Yung numbers lang. For what purpose? Para kasi kasi mamaya yung product nila gagamitin natin yun in finding the middle term. Okay? So first, multiply the numerical coefficient of the first and last term. 6 times 6, that would be equivalent to 36. That is the same as 6 times 6. Now, part ng AC check, we are going to determine all the all the factor of 36. So, meron na tayong dalawa, 6 times 6, that is also equivalent to the prime factors 2 times 3 times 2 times 3. Now, ang objective natin dito, kailangan kunin natin yung alamin natin yung mga factors ni 36. Alamin natin, we should identify two factors of 36 such that those factors will sum up to negative 5. So, ulitin ko lang, Kailangan alamin natin yung dalawang factor ni 36 na pagka inad mo silang dalawa, it will result to negative 5. Itong nasa gitna, itong middle term. So, paano ginagawa yan? So, meron na tayo 6 times 6. O para saan tong mga prime factors? Kasi dito natin kukunin yung iba pang factor. Ibang klase pa ng factor that would result to 36. Okay. So, what else? We can make use of this and this. So, that is 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4 and 3 times 3 is 9. So, in such a manner that 4 times 9, 18, is equivalent to 36. Ganun. Oh, so what else? Ano pa yung factor ni 36? From these prime factors, taken from these prime factors, ano pa kaya yung magiging factor ni 36? We can make use of, what is that? 3 times 3 is 9 times 2 is 18. So, we can say 18 times 2. 18 times 2 is 36. Okay. As well as, syempre, huwag natin kalimutan, that is 36 times 1. Yan na yung pinakamadali, yung 36 times 1. Ngayon, nakuha na natin lahat ng factors, nung 36. Meron pa ba? Can we have 2 times 2, 4, 12. Meron pa isa. Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4, times 3 is 12. 12 times 3. 12 times 3 is also equivalent to 36. Ayan. So, sa tingin ko, nakuha na natin lahat ng factors niya. Gagawin na lang natin, pipiliin natin dito, alin sa mga factors na to, yung pwedeng maging 5 or negative 5. Okay? So, si 6 ba? Tsaka si 6 pwedeng maging 5 or negative 5? I don't think so. How about 4 and 9? Okay, so meron meron etong si 4 and 9. Let's say 9 minus 4, that is equivalent to 5. So we will stick to this. We will stick to 4 times 9. So, in what way na pagka inad or subtract natin si 4 and 9 magiging negative 5? So we can say, we can denote that as negative 9 plus 4, di ba? Negative 9 plus 4 is equivalent to negative 5. So, ang gagamitin natin ngayon is negative 9 at saka si 4. Okay? So, let us just have a recap, Yung 36, kinuha natin yung mga possible factors niya. Saan natin kinuha? From its prime factors. Inisa-isa natin. Tapos, pumili tayo ng factor that will result to negative 5. Pumili tayo ng dalawang factor niya that will result to negative 5. So, we have 4 and 9. And then, ang ginawa natin, inisip natin kung ano yung magiging operation between 4 and 9 in such a manner na pagka inad or sinubtract mo sila, magiging negative 5. The fact is, it will result to negative 5 if you're going to add negative 9 plus positive 4. Okay. So, ayan na, meron na tayong negative 9 and positive 4. Ang gagawin na lang natin, using this method, ang gagawin na lang natin is, i-expand natin si negative 5z. Okay. So, paano gagawin yan? We're going to rewrite 6z squared. Gagamitin natin minus 9z eto plus 4z, then copy this, minus 6. Ganyan lang po yung pag-expand. Okay? Now, para dun sa mga nagtatanong, bakit siya tinawag na AC technique? It's because on this trinomial, this trinomial is written in in general form. The general form of this trinomial is ax squared plus bx plus c. And in this manner, yung pinaka-A, etong si 6. Yung pinaka-last term or yung pinaka-numerical coefficient ng last term, si C, ito po yun, si 6 ulit. Kaya siya tinawag na AC technique. Kasi ginagamit yung numerical coefficient ng first term at saka yung numerical coefficient ng last term. Ayun. So, para dun sa mga nagtataka, no, sa tawag sa kanya or tawag dun sa technique, AC technique, it is simply the numerical coefficient of the first and last term. Okay, so ngayon, ang ginawa natin, in-expand natin. Saan natin to nakuha? Kinuha natin yan from this. Okay? Kinuha natin yan, or nakuha natin yan from the factors of 36. Now that we were able to expand negative 5z in this manner, because negative 9z plus 4z is equivalent to negative 5z, this time we are going to group. I-group na lang natin siya. That is also the same as the quantity 6z squared minus 9z plus the quantity 4z minus 6. Again, wag nyo pong kakalimutan yung operation sa gitna. Yan po kasi yung importante. Hindi pa yan product ng two binomials. Hindi pa yan diretso factor. Instead, sum pa lang yan ng two binomials. Okay? Second, safe mag-group pag positive sa gitna. Pag negative yan sa gitna, kailangan natin gamitan ng distributive property. Okay? So, since nagkataon naman na positive siya, so safe na safe natin siyang may group. Walang aberya. Okay. Pag na-group na natin, kunin natin, ito na yung pinakamadaling process, katulad ng ginagawa natin sa greatest common monomial factor, kunin natin yung GCMF. So, what will be the factor of 6 and 9? That will be 3. And what will be the factor of z squared and z? That will be z. Again, kung na-miss nyo kung paano mag-factor out ng greatest common monomial factor, balikan nyo po yung dating videos natin on this channel. Okay, so let us try to divide 6z squared divided by 3z. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Z squared divided by z is just z minus 9 divided by 3 is 3 and z divided by z is 1. Okay, how about 4z minus 6? Well, the common factor between 4 and 6 is 2. Pag na-factor out natin, all we have to do now is to divide. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Take note, wala naman tayo na-factor out na z, so we will write z minus 6 divided by 2 is 3. Ang objective natin dito, kaya natin to ine-expand ng ganito. Kasi kukunin natin yung common, later on, kukunin natin yung common quantity. So in this case, mapapansin nyo agad na meron tayong common quantity. Ayan, yan na yung pinaka-highlight o pinaka-exciting na part ng technique na to. Pagka nakuha mo na yung common quantity. And since meron na tayong common quantity, again, using the principle or using the technique of greatest common monomial factor, ilalabas natin yung GCMF. Sa pinakalabas. So, i-group natin siya. We are going to write here brackets and then lalabas natin. So, try nga natin ilabas the quantity 2 z minus 3. Yung natira sa loob ng bracket is 3z plus ito 2. Okay, so para hindi naman masagwa tingnan or hindi masyadong nakakatakot tingnan, what is this? Palitan natin yung bracket, gawin nating parenthesis. That will be 2z minus 3 times another quantity which is 3z plus 2. Okay, so the factor of 6z squared minus 5z minus 6 is equivalent to the quantities 2z minus 3 and 3z plus 2. So let us have few more example. Let's say we want to factor 12y squared minus 5yz minus 2z squared. So ang gagawin po natin, first things first. Una, kailangan tingnan muna natin yung trinomial kung meron siyang greatest common monomial factor para yung mga numbers sa trinomial mas bumaba siya or mas lumiit siya. But in this case, wala naman po tayong GCMF, so we will proceed to the next step. We're going to multiply the AC terms. So what are those AC terms? For general quadratic trinomials, those are the numerical coefficient of the first term and the numerical coefficient of the last term, the AC terms. So in this case, the AC terms are 12 and 2. So we're going to multiply 12 times 2. That will be equivalent to 24. And the fact na 24 siya, kukunin natin yung factor ni 24 that will result to the middle term. So ang pinakamagandang gawin dyan is kunin natin yung mga prime factors ni 24. So from this, para mas mababa na yung number, the factor of 12 is 2 times 12 tapos yung factor pa ni 12, that is 2 times 6, factor pa ni 6, that will be 2 times 3. So that is 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8 times 3, 24. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is to find a factor from the product of AC whose sum and difference is B. Kaya tulad nga nung sinabi ko kanina, maghanap tayo ng factor ni 24 na pagka inad natin or sinubtract natin, magiging 5. Okay. So, isa na doon si 12 times 2. What else? Para hindi tayo mahirapan, gamitin natin yung prime factors niya. Okay, so we can make use of 12 times 2. We can also make use of 2 times 2, 4. 3 times 2, 6. That is 4 times 6. That is also equivalent to 24. So what else? 8 times 3. That could be 3 times 8. Now, pagka nahanap na natin yung factor na pwedeng maging 5, pwedeng stop na tayo doon. So in this case, nahanap na natin yung factor ni 24 that could result to 5. That is 8 and 3. How? Si 8 and 3, pag minus mo, magiging 5. So, ang gagawin na lang natin, pipiliin na lang natin kung anong tamang sign for 8 at saka 3. Sa manner na pagka inad natin sila, it will result to negative 5. So, we will make use of 3 times 8. So, what will be the sign of 8 at saka ano yung magiging or pwedeng maging sign ni 3 para maging negative 5. Ganon. So that will be negative 8. This implies negative 8 plus 3. Okay. So negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5. And 8 and 3, if you're going to multiply 8 and 3, that results to 24. Now that we were able to find the product of AC, which is 24, and the factor of 24 is 3 and 8, and whenever we add them such that negative 8 plus 3, it will result to the middle term, which is negative 5. Now, we are going to rewrite the quadratic equation using the factors as additive addend or minuend subtrahend, and it will be our new middle term. In short, we are going to expand the middle term. We're going to expand the middle term with the help of those factor that we were able to found out. So again, what are those factors that we were able to found out? We can make use of 3 and 8 that is converted to negative 8 and 3. And itong negative 8 at saka si 3, ito yung gagamitin natin to expand negative 5 or negative 5yc. So this is also equivalent to 12y squared minus, hindi negative 5yc yung gagamitin natin. Ito na, yung bago, yung expanded form niya, taken from 24. Yun ang ibig sabihin nun. So that is negative 8yz plus 3yz. Then copy minus 2z squared. Now, don't forget to double check, triple check pa natin yung middle term. Para talaga, eksakto talaga, wala talagang mali. So, in this case, negative 8yz plus 3yz will result to negative 5yz. The next thing that we're going to do is to regroup the polynomial. So in this case, we are going to group this. We are going to group 12y squared minus 8yz. Group that. Do not forget the operation, kasi yun po yung pinaka-importante at yun din yung madalas na nakakalimutan ng mga learners natin, na may operation pa pala sa gitna. Hindi pa kasi siya diretso factor, so don't forget that. Plus, then group this, 3yz minus 2z squared. And take note, pagka negative dun sa middle term, negative yung operation doon sa in between these two group binomials, we are going to employ distributive property. In this case, positive naman siya. So, safe na safe siyang i-group. Wala tayong magiging aberya. Now, after na regroup na natin siya, we're going to factor out any GCMF from each quantity or from each group. Okay, so in this case, the common factor between 12 and 8 is, I think, 4. And then you have dalawang y dito, isa yung y dito, so makakapaglabas tayo ng isang y. Ganon. And then, let us divide. 12 divided by 4 is 3, y squared divided by y. Subtract mo lang yung exponent. That is y raised to 1. No need to write 1. Minus 8 divided by 4 is 2. Y divided by y is 1. No need to write 1. Then z. Yung pinakamadaling concept dyan is naglabas ka ng isang y. Sa first term, isa lang yung natira. Sa second term, wala nang natira kasi nilabas na. Ganun. Plus, okay, what will be the common factor between 3yz minus 2z squared? That is simply z. Again, naglabas ka ng isang z from both of the terms. Ang matitira na lang sa first term, sa loob ng quantity, is 3y. Minus, eto, nilabas mo yung isang z, ang matitira na lang isang z. So, 2z. And then, the last thing that we are going to do is to identify and factor out the greatest common quantity factor. So, in this case, meron tayong common quantity which is 3y minus 2z. 3y minus 2z. So, ilalabas natin yan sa pinakalabas and then pinakalabas ng bracket. So, that will be 3y minus 2z. Natira na lang sa loob si 4y plus, ito yon, plus z. And then, let us rewrite these factors using parentheses. That will be 3y minus 2z times 4y plus z. Let us have a few more examples. Let's say we're going to factor 8c squared plus 10c plus 3. First, let us do the AC check. Okay, so in AC check, we're going to think of a number in such a manner that the product of those number is 8 and 3, that is 24. That will result to the middle term. So let's try. What is the product of 8 and 3? That would be 24. That is 8 times 3. And then let us try to find the prime factors of 24. The prime factors of 24 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Of course, with the help of 8 times 3. Para saan natin gagamitin yung prime factor? Para makita pa natin yung iba pang factor ni 24 that may result to 10. Okay. So, aside from 8 times 3, we can also have 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6. We can also have 4 times 6. Marami pa yan. Meron pa yung 12 times 2, 1 times 24, and so on and so forth. Pero pagka nakita na natin yung posibleng pwedeng maging 10 or yung posibleng pwedeng maging middle term, stop na tayo ron. In this case, si 4 and 6 pwede silang maging 10 kung i-add natin sila. So that is 6 plus 4. That is 10. Hindi na natin kailangan si 2 times 12, 1 times 24. Hindi na natin sila kailangan yung mga factors na yun. Stick na lang tayo kay 4 times 6. Now, meron na tayong what is this? Meron na tayong yung numbers na gagamitin natin for the expanded form of 10c. Pwede na tayong mag-proceed into AC method. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to rewrite the problem 8c squared plus 10c plus 3. In this manner, we're going to expand 10c using 6 and 4 taken from 24. So that will be 8c squared plus 6c, ito yun ano? Plus 4c, ito yun, plus 3, ito yun. Okay. Now, always double check kung yung expanded form, siya yung middle term. Kasi sometimes, madalas nagkakamali tayo dun sa kung ano yung, lalo na when it comes to the sign of the expanded form. So, mas mabuti siguro na always double check. 6c plus 4c is 10c. So, tama tayo. Ang gagawin na lang natin ngayon, i-group na lang natin siya. So, let us group 8c squared plus 6c plus, wag natin kalimutan, plus 4c plus 3. Again, this time, we're going to remove the greatest common monomial factor kung meron sa bawat term. So, in this case, the greatest common factor of 8 and 6 is 2. And the common factor between c squared and c is c. Then, let us try to divide 8 divided by 2 is 4. C squared divided by c is c plus 6 divided by 2 is 3. And c divided by c is 1. No need to write 1. Copy plus. Then 4c plus 3. Copy this binomial. Okay. Now that we were able to remove greatest common factor from those quantities, now we are ready to remove the common quantity. Or yung tinatawag natin kanina sa discussion natin na common quantity factor. Okay, so we are going to write a bracket, tapos assuming na meron tayong ilalabas sa pinakalabas. In that case, that is the quantity 4c plus 3. So ilabas natin siya sa pinakalabas ng bracket, the quantity 4c plus 3. Yung natira sa loob ng bracket is 2c, ito yon, plus, dito, ano kaya isusulat natin dito? Remember, dinidivide lang natin yan. So, 2c times the quantity 4c plus 3 divided by the quantity 4c plus 3 is 2c. Ito naman, 4c plus 3 divided by the quantity 4c plus 3 is just 1. Okay, kala nyo walang number, no? Meron yan. Meron kasi yan dito 1. Hindi na sinusulat. Hindi na sinusulat yan. Okay. So, ito na. Almost done na tayo. Ang gagawin na lang natin, papalitan na lang natin yung bracket. Gagawin na lang natin siyang parenthesis. 4c plus 3 times 2c plus 1. So, let us check kung tama yung ating naging factor. Naging factor natin ni 8c squared plus 10c plus 3. So, what are we going to do is to use the distributive property. 4c, let us check if our answer is correct. Check. 4c plus 3 times 2c plus 1. 4c times 2c, that is 8c squared. 4c times 1, or positive 1, that will be positive 4c. 3 times 2c, that will be 6c. And 3 times positive 1, that will be positive 3. Now, evaluate the middle term kasi meron tayong mga like terms. So, that will be 8c squared. 4c plus 6c is positive 10c plus 3. So, tama yung ating sagot. Now, let us try to factor 2x squared minus 9x minus 5. First, let us do the AC check. Okay. So, what is the product of the first term, or the first numerical coefficient of the first term, and the numerical coefficient of the last term? So, that will be 10. So, 10 is equivalent to 2 times 5. But take note, 5 plus 2 will not result to 9. So, maghahanap pa tayo ng ibang factor ni 10. So, 10 is also 10 times 1. And 10 minus 1 is 9. Okay. So, ang gagawin na lang natin, let us stick to 10 times 1. Ang gagawin na lang natin, yung proper sign ni 10 at saka ni 1 para maging negative 9. So, that would be negative 10 plus 1. Such a manner that negative 10 plus 1 is equivalent to negative 9. Yun. Eksaktong-eksakto na dun sa ating middle term. Now, second phase is we will do the AC method. So, we're going to, what is this, factor 2x squared minus 9x minus 5. We're going to expand negative 9x using negative 10 and 1 taken from 10. So that would be 2x squared minus 10, ito yon, minus 10x plus 1x or x plus x minus 5. Then, don't forget to double check, always double check the expanded form if it results to the middle term. So, negative 10x plus x is actually equivalent to negative 9x. So, tama tayo. Now, we will proceed to grouping. We will group 2x squared minus 10x, and let us group x minus 5. And then, we're going to factor out a greatest common monomial factor in each of the quantities. So, in this case, we can factor out 2x, and then let us divide. 2x squared divided by 2x is x, minus 10 divided by 2 is 5, x divided by x is 1, plus x minus 5. Wala naman tayong GCMF sa x minus 5, so as is. Now, after we were able to get the greatest common monomial factor in each quantities, this time we're going to remove or factor out the quantity factor, the common quantity factor, which is x minus 5. So factor that out. X minus 5, ang tira sa loob ng bracket is 2x, and of course we have a number there, hindi nga lang sinusulat na, plus 1, or simply 2x times the quantity x minus 5 divided by the quantity x minus 5 is 2x. The quantity x minus 5 divided by the quantity x minus 5, that is 1. And rewrite, that is x minus 5, or the quantity x minus 5 times 2x plus 1. Now let us always check your answer. X minus 5 times 2x plus 1. X times 2x is 2x squared. X times positive 1 is positive x. Negative 5 times 2x is negative 10x. And negative 5 times 1 is negative 5. Evaluate the middle term, those similar terms in the middle, in the middle term, that is 2x squared minus 9x minus 5. Okay, so we are correct. Let us have one last example. Let's say we're going to factor 5x squared minus 7x minus 6. Again, we will do the AC check. AC check muna. We're going to multiply the numerical coefficient of the first and the last term. 5 times 6 is 30. So 30 is equivalent to 5 times 6. And then let us identify further, if needed, if it is necessary, let us identify the, what is this? The prime factor of 30. For what purpose? For us to find the other factor of the other pair factor of 30. So the prime factor of 30 is 5 times 2 times 3. Okay, taken from 5 times 6. Now we can now identify other factors of 30 aside from 5 times 6. We can also have 10 times 3. Okay, this is 10 and this is 3. So that is 10 times 3. Now, pag meron na tayong meron na tayong factor ni 30 na pwedeng maging 7, we will stick to that factors. So actually, for us to have 7, all we have to do is subtract 10 and 3, right? So this implies, but this time we're going to find the proper sign of 10 and the proper sign of 3 to make it negative 7. So in that case, that would be negative 10 plus 3. So let us check. Negative 10 plus 3 is negative 7. So we're correct. Now we are ready to do the AC method. So what are we going to do? We're going to rewrite 5x squared minus 7x minus 6 such a fashion that we are going to expand the middle term, negative 7x. So that will be 5x squared. We will make use of this negative 10 and positive 3 taken from 30. So that would be negative 10x plus 3x. Then copy negative 6. Again, always double check if the expanded form is the middle term. So negative 10x plus 3x is actually negative 7x. Now let us group this, and let us try to group this. So that will be the quantity 5x squared minus 10x plus the quantity 3x minus 6, and identify the greatest common factor in each of the quantities. So for this quantity we have 5x. 5x squared divided by 5x is x, minus 10x divided by 5x is 2, plus the common factor between 3 and 6 is just 2, times 3x. The common factor between 3 and 6 is 3. Times 3x divided by 3 is x, minus 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay. Now, the next step is for us to identify a common quantity factor. And in this case, that is the quantity x minus 2. So let us try to remove that or factor that out. That would be x minus 2. Then let us try to divide 5x times the quantity x minus 2 divided by x minus 2. That will be 5x plus, okay, so factor out the quantity x minus 2 in the second term. What is left is 3. And then rewrite x minus 2 times, using parentheses, 5x plus 3. Okay. Now let us check if we are correct. X minus 2 times 5x plus 3. X times 5x is 5x squared. X times 3 is positive 3x. Negative 2 times 5x is negative 10x, and negative 2 times positive 3 is negative 6. Now let us evaluate those like terms or those similar terms. We have 3x and negative 10x, so that is 5x squared minus 7x minus 6, and we are correct. Mag-iiwan ako sa inyo ngayon ng mga exercises. This will serve as your home quiz for you to answer at home. please answer them at home.